Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the semifinals of the Revolt Royale tournament. And this is the first match of the series of Lionheart versus the big Rohbrot. So we have here on the color green the Mexicans, Lionheart, playing on the south part of the map, and we have purple color big Rohbrot. We also have with me here as a co-caster Big Sir Kibo. How's it going, buddy?
It's doing really well. It's very interesting to see these Civ picks come out. We've got Lionheart playing Mexico and Rohbrot going for France. I think for this map, it looks like we do get a TP start, which is very, very nice. I'm sure both of these players are going to be very glad about that. But it's shaping up to be a really, really good series.
Yes, indeed. Can you guys tell me in chat, is that audio levels is sounding good? Can you guys hear the villagers? Is it any good? You guys want me volume up or down? Just please let me know if you want any changes. And Rohbrot actually going for 60 coin treasure over here. You want to comment a little bit on his deck? Nap guns?
Yeah, so this is an interesting deck. It looks like, so for France, I think there's really only two viable revolts. You've got Canada and the French Revolution, right? This, I don't think there's really much that this indicates. I'm going to have to guess he's going for the French Revolution, just because I think it is a little bit stronger for France than Canada is. But honestly, this could go either way. France, very versatile. Obviously, their villagers very, very strong. So getting the villager upgrades is going to affect the Sansculottes post-revolution, and it's going to affect the Matisse Coureur de Bois that you get from the Canadian Revolution. So we'll have to wait and see what he decides to do. But I would, if I had a wager, I'd guess he's going for the French Revolution.
Right, this is huge. Like the Rohbrot having also the scout to take the cows off Mexico, because Mexico does want to go for those cows. Because of the big haciendas. And what do you think of the Mexican deck, though?
Ooh, this is an interesting deck. So Mexico, he's got what I thought was a really interesting card, and I actually did a little bit of testing with myself. That one in Age 4, where it switches all of your insurgents to revolutionaries for a set amount of wood. It's a really interesting card to kind of get a mass going at 15 minutes. So it's basically going to turn all your insurgents that you're paying around, I think it's 65 food for, into what are 100 food revolutionaries. So it's pretty good in terms of how much value you can get out of it, especially if you do build all of your houses. You get like the church tech that gives you more insurgents. So it can definitely give a really scary mass going into that 15-minute mark. But it looks like he wants to get some sort of hacienda build going with that Cuatrero card, spawning a bunch of what are basically dragoons. But
maybe
Mexico,
just an option that he has in his deck. Doesn't mean that he has to send it. You can only send a certain amount of cards just before the revolt time, right? So because I can see here that he's going for independence movements. I don't think he's going to go for Quinteros anymore, which is but it's an option. Like, if imagine like against France, might actually be quite good. Because France might come heavy on Cav in a normal game. However, like you said, France has only so many things he will do. Normally, we'll be pretty much doing the Napoleon stuff. We maybe like the villagers is actually going to be the strength. You have to do actually serve Cav, and maybe the Tunaco card there on H4 will be actually better in this particular instance to actually. I think you have to do Cav or be very heavy on the artillery if you want to take down France here.
Yeah. I mean, he already went for independence movements, and I'm honestly a bit surprised he's not macroing for a Central America revolt. I think in terms of going straight to industrial, without doing revolt that you've made cheaper and you get a bonus 7 villagers on, I think it's a little bit, might be a mistake here, just because the tempo from Central America is really nice for your economy. And
he's definitely going to do it. He's going to do it.
Interesting.
Yeah. He just went for 5 views first for the extra economy. Now he's gonna revolt, and then we have a little bit more villagers.
Oh yeah, there you go, for sure.
He's going to Central America, and also there are things in Central America that you can get 5 views or something. Because actually, that's pretty cool. Like, because you're gonna idle so much. And look at this. He got so many other extra village. That's the 5. No, that's the 5 villager shipments. Now he's here. He also has. I don't think he has options to villagers, right? No, that isn't.
The Salvadorian coffee is there, but it's definitely not big enough for you to ship it right now.
Right. That's the one I was thinking.
One card that I do like from Central America is the church card that buffs your church's XP generation rate, and it gives you another church wagon. It's the equivalent of, I believe, 4 XP per second when you do ship it. So it's like having 4 TPs on the map, which I think is really strong for something like this, where you can actually get a lot of usage out of it since you have that 15 minutes of treaty time. So I was kind of curious to see if he might have sent it, but it looks like he doesn't. So I'm interested to see what revolution he's going to pick. Obviously, there's really only 2 Mexican revolutions that he can go into, California and Texas. So it'll be interesting to see which one he picks.
Yeah, so it gives you 100% more experience when you build buildings around the church, right?
So if you click on the church and you see the XP generation rate, the passive generation rate, that doubles. So instead of 1 XP per second, it's 2, and you get a second church that also does 2 XP per second. So it's actually pretty insane how much XP you get. Yeah,
it's 100%. We say it's work rate for XP. What is the work rate of the? I thought I was thinking of something else. Anyway, let's see. Look, Rohbrot aging up with the town center, or he's making a town center.
Interesting.
As for France, we have also the church. Let's see what Rohbrot has sent so far. He went for 4 views, 700 coins, so that's pretty standard.
He goes for 1,000 wood. Does this mean he's gonna mine the coin to get to age 4? It looks like it might be the case.
Yeah, why he will send wood first? For other town centers. Interesting.
Yeah.
And look how many cows you've got on this map for the scout alone. Like the Lionheart had the Padre and the Explorer, and didn't get as many cows as this, right?
So look at this. Padre comes in age 2, right? But so yeah, it definitely hurts Lionheart to not have those cows. I'm not sure exactly the conversion rate, but it's definitely something that Rohbrot was aware of, and yeah, using that scout to the absolute maximum, denying Lion those cows. And look at that, Lion did ship the Cathedral card.
There you go. Two experience per second, and he because he made his revolts cheaper, he's gonna revolt again as a cheaper cost to go to age 4, and then he's gonna revolt again with a cheaper cost again. So he's actually did the comment when he was casting one of the revolt series how good that revolt card is and how much resources how much value you can get out of it. And actually he's doing it himself, improving his point.
Yeah, absolutely. The only thing I think I'd like to criticize is maybe instead of shipping 700 wood first, if he had shipped the church card, it would have brought that 700 wood in earlier, and having both of the churches a little earlier would have been better. But other than that, it's been a pretty solid build so far. I'm really interested to see if he decides to go for California or Texas. I don't think we've seen Texas to the full potential with all the fort spam and generating a whole bunch of units for free. But California also very strong, getting that 3rd factory, and the Californias are also very strong cav units. So we'll see.
There's a caveat though: you cannot send infinite fort cards on this tournament. We banned it.
Yeah. So the Texas has they don't have the infinite forts. They have a 2 fort shipment, which is arguably a lot better. But having that with maybe doing improved buildings and something like that could be a really scary build. We'll see what he decides to ship, and I'm not 100% sure yet, but it looks like it might be California, but we'll have to wait and see.
You step on me, mommy. The Pope did what to you? Alright, coming up with the memes. Let's look at that skin.
Very fun name. I love the Explorer skins they put in DE. They look really awesome. Really, really cool.
And I like that they're only on the Explorers, so it doesn't really get confused because this game is already super complicated. So many units, it's hard to tell what is what. If we have so many
Mhm.
skins in this game, it would be crazy. But the Explorer alone, I mean, that's fine. I'm happy with that.
Yeah. So Lion is going for Insurgents right now. So it looks like he definitely want to ship that card that turns all of them into um, revolutionaries. I'm kind of curious to see if he's even going to ship the 33 Insurgents card. Yeah, look at that. He comes out with 33 Insurgents. It's going to be a really interesting timing for Rohbrot to deal with. But honestly, if Rohbrot goes for the French church, where he gets the Imperial Grenadiers, the Young Guard, it's going to be really scary for Lion to deal with, just because the AOE of the Grenadiers is just going to shred through the Revolutionaries. But we'll see if Lion can pull out enough of them.
Oh, he's gonna lose his Explorer. No, Robot. He has enough HP though. He hasn't
Yeah.
lost too much for treasures. And the Triton Center, man, that is to. I want to see if that's gonna be big brains or is a over investment into this. I'm still not sure. What's the idea behind all these town centers? Is a oh my gosh. When he
Could he?
revolts, he can make 5 villagers out of those town
Hmm.
centers. And that is OP.
He could also be going for Canada if he is trying to keep his villagers, right? Get to that max villagers and keep them, right? 80 CDBs that are, Canada buffed with maybe if he ships Pioneers and the Wilderness Warfare, that would be a really, really strong economy and a really strong fighting force that could really hold off this initial push that Lion seems to be building.
And losing one town center won't hurt as much anymore since he has 3 of them. And he's
Mm-hmm.
going for his second factory, followed up by the Bourbon Allies. He's gonna
Mm.
get 25 Royal Musketeers.
Very, very strong card.
Without the ups for them, they aren't that great, I think. But they are good mass of units and they are better than normal musks anyway. They're
Mm-hmm.
gonna be unupgraded. They get promotions, so you can even say that they're better than revolutionaries overall.
Yeah. No, they are definitely, I think the card upgrading them to veteran is pretty good. And if he can manage to get into the Napoleonic era, which it looks like he might be holding some resources for that once he revolts, if he can get into the Napoleonic era, then they get automatically upgraded to the foot carabineers for free, which would be really, really strong having 25 of those. And he's got a revolution in
That's what
queue.
it is.
Which revolution has he got in queue?
He doesn't. He does. I just saw it.
It
La
is
France.
Revolutionary France. Yes.
Alright, let's see what Lionheart has done so far. But he's
Holy,
building a
look at those
big mass
insurgents.
of insurgents. 79 insurgents. He's ready to battle on the ring bell. And he knows what Rohbrot is up to. He is
Mhm.
preparing to give a massive push. And let's see what else has he sent. He can also send this big fort card here. But he decided to go for the second factory. Factories are still on food though.
Oh,
Why
so it
does he
looks like
wants to send food for?
so he's trying to build max insurgents is what it looks like, and then turn them all into revolutionaries before the revolution
Right.
hits, right? And then he shipped 1600 wood, and he ships 2 heavies as well. So he's going all in on the 15-minute mark here. We'll see if it pays off. Again, I'm worried about the church text from Rohbrot with those grenadiers. I think we need to see some really crazy artillery shots from Lion here to start thinning those grenadiers. But I really like the idea. I like the insurgent to revolutionary switch, and he's shipping the church tech. So the church tech is going to give him 1 insurgent for every house he's put down, and he's at 200 pop. So
Oh
yeah,
my
and there's
god,
the
big
card
brains.
coming in. So he's gonna have 200 revolutionaries at 15 minutes of the
Lionheart is
game, and
something,
he's
man.
just gonna right click.
God damn, man. That's a lot of. Where are they? Ooh, look at this pop, bruh. Bruh. That's 30 units
Very
right there, plus
scary.
another 10 pop. He's on 95. It doesn't even count because your maximum amount you
Yeah.
can have like way more than that. It is
Wow.
so he has 95 plus a bunch more here. He's about
So he's missing
140 pop
a
or
patch
so.
of 10. Wow.
It's max pop, bro. It's insane. And they all became revolutionaries.
And
Like, there's no town center village that like you can do that you have this amount of units. And his own business, and he's coming through
and he
to
goes
find Rohbrot.
Texas. Very cool. So Texas is going to give him some volunteers behind it as well. So he's going to have some skirms too.
What
Very
the
strong
heck?
skirm.
More units?
And he's got that hacienda still
He
making
cannot even
villagers on
drag
the
box
max.
everything, Kibo. It's too much. He's on a 200 pop.
Revolutionary France comes in.
Yeah,
So
but
it's going to be a scary
babies are
push.
beefy. Has he got the, how do you call that unit for the villagers? The
The pioneers? I don't think so. It doesn't look like it.
Yeah, he hasn't. Because he went for Barbara Allies.
So
Okay, there's a lot of actions here. Covering from Rohbrot being in here.
Heavy's just going straight into the fight and just starting to knock some of those carabiners down. Wow, huge hits from Lion's Heavies.
It's like he's everywhere. There's
Oh,
nowhere
yeah.
for Rohbrot to be right now. I mean, what a strategy, bro. Oh my god,
What a
the pop!
huge amount of
This is a
artillery pop.
lot of- now those fox are cleaned up, and these units are pretty weak. And I think 2-3 volleys here. Look, there's a lot of units with low HP now, and then they're the ricochet of those. Dude, this is a bowling ball show. Oh gosh, who is winning this? I'm not sure.
I think Rohbrot holds this with the Grand Battery card with those 3 heavies and 3 heavy horse guns, absolutely decimating the infantry from Lion.
My god, what a shipment, bravo. What is
Wow.
this? And these villages are, even without the pioneers, man, they're nasty to deal with.
Yeah.
They just don't die because they don't have the tags of infantry or anything like that. So it is firepower only without any multipliers against these villagers. And they actually hit back harder.
And the 40% range resist is just tanking so much revolutionary damage. And like you said, yeah, hitting 23 with a 2x multi versus heavy infantry. So these guys are going to be absolutely shredding all of those revolutionaries.
4 coverings coming here for Lion. And I like that he stepped back a little bit. You know, I think his whole gameplay is going to be on to the artillery. And once you see that his eco is completely at a halt here, he loses this infantry mass. There's nothing else he can do, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he needs to be really careful here and really make full use of these culverins if he wants to stay in this game. I think it's already looking really tough for him, losing that initial mass of insurgents turned revolutionaries. So we'll see if he can do something to get himself back in the game here. I think Rohbrot's looking really, really good. He's got, a solid amount of artillery, and, he's got a lot of units, but his units can gather, right? So we'll see what he tries to do here.
He also has 18 villages inside that, which can be a nice pop. He moves around his units. But the coverings is a big threat for Rohbrot. Okay, you're gonna lose all those villages inside as well. He's actually pulling back those coverings. The revolutionaries are fighting through. The heavy is gonna start hurting now, and the coverings are far away from those heavies there in the factory. Oh, they're getting demolished.
The Sense-Galot's
by
just
Rohbrot.
Absolutely demolishing everything in their sight. And the heavy's not doing that much damage. We're not seeing any huge... Oh, there was a big one. But not seeing any really huge hits on the Sense-Galots. And the Sense-Galot mass looking very healthy. And there's game 1. Wow. Well played, Rohbrot. Okay. All right, everybody. This is game 2 in the best of 5 series between Rohbrot and Lionheart in the semifinals of the Revolt Royale tournament. On the right side of the map, in the color green, we have Lionheart playing the Portuguese. Very, very strong on water maps. So we'll see what he decides to do with this map. Not too many whales, but it looks like a decent amount of fish that he could really make use of. And on the left side of the map, we've got Rohbrot in the color purple playing the Ottomans. Another favorite civ of players. A lot of people like to go Ottomans. They have very, very strong industrial age units. The Great Bombars and the Spahi, very, very strong. So we'll see what he decides to do. Maybe he's going to go for a little bit of water play himself. But it's going to be an interesting game nonetheless.
Here we have some Giuseppe Explorer for the Ottomans. I wonder if there's some sort of Italian roots there. Giuseppe, why did you go to the Turkey? It's a nice treasure there. Is that a trickle? Why is that? Oh no, it's just dogs. I thought that was a harder.
One of
Those
those
buffaloes.
coin trickles. Yeah.
Yeah, it isn't. And we have
Um,
the church opening. Do you get extra resources on this?
I don't know. Did he chop for hunting dogs? Maybe he got a wood treasure we didn't see, but he's definitely got a very early hunting dogs in. Very greedy play. I think it's going to be really hard for Otto to contest with the port economy. So anything counts. Anything matters.
That's the trickle thing. I think you want to get this very, very early. And that's the trickle
Hmm.
right there for the auto, right?
Yeah.
So this gives you a trickle of experience. So this is definitely want to get this early, especially as Ottomans. Will he miss this? He might do. And imagine
Oh,
if Lionheart steals this, bro.
that would be
He
really,
has a
really
crack shot. He
strong.
has a crack shot still. He didn't use it. Okay, then he's not missing it.
Okay.
There we go. Hmm. There we
Doesn't
go. We're
look
talking
like.
about the water. You do have water on this map, like even though it's 3D.
Mhm.
You are allowed to build boats on the outside your building zone.
Mhm.
This yellow circle around the center.
Looks like they each have one native that they can get from the starts. No regular trading posts, which, Auto and ports do like to get trading posts. We'll see if that really affects any of the XP curves for either of these players. It looks like, Rohbrot's already got a really solid XP curve, getting that church down really early, and from what I saw, he got his 3 villagers out really, really early. But we'll see. We'll see what these players decide to do. Can we take a look at the decks here?
Yeah, good point.
Ooh, so
So
Portuguese
step with the
shakes Duck's
schooners. So we know that he's gonna fix it. So we know he's gonna go for some water gameplay here. We're
Mhm.
going for schooners, not doing Feitorías. Feitorias, look at me not speaking Portuguese correctly anymore. Rendering planting deck as well. That's gonna go improve the boat gathering rates of food and coin. And also have to improve the warships if you want to linger on water for longer. And also he has this Nossa Senhora da Conceição that becomes a different name actually when it doesn't make sense to me. It becomes a different name, but we seen this card being used by Lionheart on the previous series, on the best on the quarterfinals. So maybe you might be seeing this again. And interesting enough, we're talking about decks, but they have different natives available to them. You have Lionhearts with the Akan and Rohbrot having the Jesuits down here. That could be actually quite
um,
interesting.
I don't know if he's able to build on it. I think he's also got a cans on the top. If you look on at the top of
Yeah,
Robrot's base, I
they
think
can
that's
build
the
for
one.
sure. I think within the circle too.
So I think Robrot. So Robrot has the same native on the top of the map as Lion. Yeah, so he has the
I see.
Akans as well.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
They have access to both of them, but Lion
yeah, it looks
doesn't.
like it.
Does he? He might do then.
Uh,
They both
It
have
looks like
access.
Lion has access. Maybe Robrot might not. I don't know.
Hmm.
We'll see if they decide
No, they
to
both have
try and
access
build
to it. They
them.
both have access to it. You can see that. I think he has access
Mm,
to this, and also I think Rohbrot has access to this one as well. It's kind of in
yeah,
between. I don't know how it works in 3D. Can you build this? I'm not sure.
I yeah, I'd be curious to see. I mean, there's definitely some interesting native techs from both of these natives. The Akan has a lot of a couple of eco techs, and they've got one that switches all of the food into 50% gold and 50% wood. I've seen that used a couple of times to some very fun effects. But looking at the Ottoman deck, it looks like they're both going to be going for a little bit of water. Definitely going to be contesting it. Interesting. Is that
Didn't
three
go for
docks for?
schooners. He's on he's building his second dock now. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa,
Oh,
whoa. Oh, they
ooh.
are actually have intercalated docks in the middle of the map. Interesting
Very
enough.
interesting.
I
They're
wonder
just
how much
oh
food there is out there. It looks like it's raining or it's just a fish. It's a
yeah.
fish. It is
jumping out.
raining.
Love
It is
these
raining.
DE graphics.
You barely can tell it's raining. It's very subtle.
Yeah. Very interesting that Lion goes for 3 docks. It might be an overinvestment if he's already got schooners, and it doesn't look like there's too much resources on the water here. By the 15-minute mark, how much fish is really going to be left? And there's only 2 whales, so maybe it's a bit of an overinvestment. He just ships rendering plant right now, but obviously both players going incredibly greedy. And I'm gonna have to guess for Lionheart, he's gonna go for the Grand Columbia Revolt. Very strong musketeers and some Imperial upgrades as well. But Rohbrot, I think Rohbrot, not 100% sure yet. We'll see what he decides to do.
They're both going for gill nets. But he went for rendering plants. He also has the option for fish market. Also boosts fish rate and whales.
Yeah. So
Okay,
obviously both of them heavily investing in water. Will be interesting to see if they decide to contest it once the 15 minutes is up. And well, I assume most of the resources are going to be gone, what with how many boats each player has and the various upgrades that they're getting as well.
And you can see that Rohbrot has one extra boat at the moment, even though with a one lesser dock. Because actually
Yeah.
having the schooners, they come 30% faster. So if you have 2 docks coming 30% faster, it's pretty much 2.5 docks. More than it's
Well,
a
I
little
think
slightly over 2.5
Lion
docks, so it's not that so bad as well.
Lion has the schooners, right? I don't think Robot shipped schooners.
Oh, it's all the way around. My bad.
Yeah. Interesting. That is kind of curious to see that. It looks like Robot's keeping up with the boat count.
It's on 12, but Lionheart will bypass that very soon.
13. Yeah, he will eventually outscale him for sure. And it looks like, can you click on one of them, see how fast one of them's gathering?
So this gathering
Yep,
is 0.97
0.97.
over 0.85. So the
On
rendering
coin.
plants. Oh, did I misclick on them? On food?
So
0.97
on
food. This is on whales, right?
Yes, So, oh, wow, Robot actually gathering a lot quicker. Did Robot ship Fish Market as well, maybe?
Is that what it is?
No. Oh, maybe he's just got the long lines, and yeah, so he's got both of the upgrades for it. And it looks like Lion only has the one. So I think Robot going for the 2 docks and then just doing the 2 upgrades with rendering plant is pretty smart. I'm a little bit worried that Lion's over investing in water, but we'll have to see. On land, anything interesting happening?
Yeah, no, water is a bit too much. There's a lot of things happening over there. We got 26 villages here with the steel traps and placer mines. And what is Rohbrot up to? He's already sent all the villager upgrades for H2. And he's had great coats very early. Interesting. And hunting dogs. And he's just aging up with.
Is he going to ship 1,000 coin to H? I'm kind of curious. Oh, he ships Moss Construction. Very interesting. So he's definitely going for the church card. I mean, he's going to have to spend another shipment on it. So he's going to be locked down with shipments. I really hope to see him ship mercantilism pretty soon here, and try and get those factories out too.
Yeah,
but
I think it might be better to send 1,000 coin. Go to H4 first, get your mercantilism, then you can send those cards straight back to back, right? And
yeah, I would definitely have to agree. I think it might be a little bit more advantageous just to get those 1,000 coin in, like you said, age, and get the factories out sooner. All of that, matters a lot more than having Moss Construction, which you're not going to use for another 5 minutes of the game. So possibly a minor mistake there, but I think with his economy the way it is right now, I think he's probably pretty fine to do that.
Let's look at what's happening on the water here. There's a little bit of a battle for resources here. We do have this whale uncontested for these guys, and so they're sort of like sharing the map when it comes to the whales, but when it comes for the fish, it's pretty much done for.
Almost gone, yeah. That's definitely what I was worried about. Is there's not too much fish on this map. How many boats does each player have? 26 for
20,
Lionheart. Wow, and
21.
21 for Rohbrot.
I
Interesting.
think going for 2 dogs and not having the schooners kind of might be better.
Yeah, well,
Actually,
I think
robots, I
so
think
for
it's sort of
sure.
like a little bit more efficient if you think about it, because of the both of them. If it was only Lionheart on water with schooner and 3 dogs, then yes, it would be amazing. But because Robot actually invested on water as well, taking all those resources away from him, it is not that crazy good for
Yeah.
Lionheart anymore. And only with 2 whales here, all this thing, even if you conquer water, and even if you lose water, you're gonna lose be like pretty much like a single whale here.
Four
Four
vills
boats.
on one whale is definitely not worth it. Yeah.
Exactly.
So even though Lion's score is higher right now, I would imagine that once he has to, inevitably delete all his boats, what's he gonna be left with?
Yeah, the only thing
So
that the water might give you is like this kind of uh, Uber transportation, right? You put all your military in the boat, go over here, put on attack, put some pressure on that base. You feel trouble, you put it, and you can just move away.
yeah.
You have that leverage, and
Hmm.
you can actually start putting bases over here in this corner, and you have that kind of side of the map completely zoned out. That could be
Hmm.
really, really in favor of Lionheart. Especially if you go for something like Brazil Revolt and he start putting like town centers here. This town centers, if you have some sort of like ironclads here, could be quite safe. But like you said, he might go for something like Colombia instead.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I think, like you said, if the longer the game goes on, if you do have water, the more units you're going to be able to save and taxi around. But as we've seen, a lot of these games are kind of ending around the 18, 19-minute mark. So we'll see if anyone decides to contest it and how valuable that will actually prove to be, for sure.
You see that he went to H4 without sending any trade shipments, and then he's completely focused on the church card and the most construction. That's actually called Palace Intrigue card. I should
Hmm.
never call that card like that. Everybody called the church card.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, but
getting
we're kind of like
mercantilism now.
behind when it comes for the mercantilism, and he does need that wood for the revolt. Mercantilism is already on the way.
Yeah.
I take it back.
So now I think, priority, get your factories out, get maybe a Spahi shipment as well, maybe 2 great bombards. So it is a Spahi shipment.
I don't know.
Um,
And nobody sent this, and I think this is just better than the Spahi. Just because you send in those 1,000 resources that you can actually use that also when you revolted, right?
mhm.
So I don't know why people tend to go for Spahi. I think they are the shadow tech. Spahi are a very strong unit.
Yeah, and getting the upgrade from the church is going to be strong for having them. So he just comes. The Nizams are coming in now. Let's see, how much did the techs cost? So 850 for the bombards and 1250 for the
The
Spahi.
Spahi,
So it looks like, based on Robrot's macro, he's going to be able to get all of these in before the 15-minute mark.
for sure.
Going to be really scary for Lionheart to deal with this.
Oh, he's going for the 2 bombards too. I like that a
He
lot.
heard you, Caverna. He heard you.
I like that a lot. Okay, so Lionheart is on the covering production. I like that as well. We
Hmm.
also have covering Royale. Maybe an Arsenal. I don't think you're gonna see an Arsenal here, but we are making some Musketeers. I think that's Columbia Revolt. Then it
It's
has to
got to be,
be.
yeah.
There we go.
Hmm.
And it's in. It's in, boys. And I think he missed this card. Oh, there we go. I was going to
There it
say it
is.
because when he was playing Loppy, he didn't send Colombian army, and now he's going straight away with the Colombian army. He learned his lesson. I don't think he's going. No, I don't think he wants to go for the water contest here because he already gets the 2 ironclads for free. And as soon as the ring bells in 10 seconds, I think those boats are going to be done for. And
100%.
but Rohbrot, clever enough. I know he deleted the boats. What he could have done, which could be a little bit interesting, if it doesn't need the pop right away, is put those boats inside the docks and actually hurt this ironclads a little bit for the
Hmm.
exchange. But I don't know if that would have been worth it because he might need the pop instead, as he is popped. So
All right, so Egypt coming in for Rohbrot. Has a really strong number of musketeers, the musketeers revolutionaries with those fusiliers. Going to be interesting for Lion, see if he can deal with those Nizams, just because they do have a multiplier against his Colombian musketeers here. I think Lion has enough culverins to deal with it, but it's going to be tricky.
Yeah, he just double checking has all the church decks, and he does. And he's on 5 spy here.
Ironclad's getting his shots from. Oh my gosh! Look at the great bombards. They got 2 shots on him from the Ironclads. Took him down to around 50% HP. Yeah, it looks like he used the range attack on those bombards.
Nice.
Very smart.
So he only has 5 spy here. What is the other shipment that he sent?
He switched it to 2 great bombards. Remember?
Oh, he switched. I thought he actually send the spy and the bombards at the same time. But he switched that instead. Here comes the culverins. There's the spy. Everything's gonna come aligned for this big fight here. The musketeers are in position.
3 bombards down.
That's a very good volley there for their cost.
And look at that! All of the bombards coming down, and 2 heavies coming out for Lion. This could look really good for Lion here. All the bombards are down. He's still got some culverins there. You know, at this point, they're just soaking up range damage while the heavies from the back line just go absolutely ham. Still, I assume he's got the impedance guards, and Rohbrot calls it just like that. All right, welcome back, everyone, to Game 3 of the Revolt Royale Tournament Semifinals Series, best of 5 between Rohbrot and Lionheart. We have a Dutch mirror on the map Anatolia, so both players obviously have something in mind for this. On the left side of the map, we've got Rohbrot playing purple, and the right side we've got Lionheart playing in the green. This is a very interesting map. I think everyone starts with a trading post, and I think they have a native post as well. So it'll be interesting to see how each player decides to utilize those, and obviously it'll be very interesting to see which revolutions these players both pick. Dutch mirrors tend to go a certain way, at least in my experience with this Revolt tournament. I did play one against Julie in the very beginning, and we both ended up going the USA Revolt. A very, very strong option for Dutch, just because you do get to keep your banks, and the United States has a lot of very strong cards and a lot of strong units. So this is definitely going to be a very micro-intensive game, being a mirror and all.
Oh, I have. I see what's wrong. I tend to use enter to switch from my previous command. And if you press play and pause, and I press enter, it pauses. But anyway, you see that Rohbrot is a little bit ahead on the water buffalo here. That's a small advantage there. You can take anything. Plus, there's another water buffalo here. Still not taken by any of these players. We have here Don Farty waiting to collect 40 wood here. Is it because Don Artie plays Dutch? Is that what it is?
I'm pretty sure he did play Dutch for a while. Lionheart always has the creative explorer name. It's always fun to see.
Let's see his skin. It is the.
It's quite funny. Standard skin, I think.
I don't think it is. No, it definitely is not. Look at the hat. Look at the trousers.
Yeah, the icon throws me off a little bit.
I don't know. It looks like a clown for a second, and I was looking at it. So why he has a clown? But actually, if you look close enough, it's just not a hair. It's something like some sort of feather or something. Anyways, we here have Jan de Ruiter. So nothing fancy here.
A lot more standard stuff from Rohbrot, and there's already been a little bit of a deviation. Rohbrot aging with 14 vills instead of 15. I don't know if that's because he got some good food treasures. It looks like he ate some of the yaks, maybe a little bit after though. But he's going to be a little bit faster than Lion, and in this match, it might definitely prove advantageous if he can get his banks out a little bit quicker. Lion going up with 15 vills and going to be a bit slower. But we'll see who ends up with the faster banks. I think that's going to really make a big difference as the game goes on, and as each player begins to scale over the first 15 minutes of the game.
Yeah, there's always something like you don't want to idle it on center, but at the same, I would normally age with Dodge with 15 villagers. But if you do have extra coin, and if you gather that, or I don't know, if or maybe a full treasure, then you actually end up doing less villagers. And I think that actually end up for a faster bank. But we do have the first construction of the bank for both of these players. I think they pretty much are the same at this point.
Hmm.
But if they build all the stuff at the same, the one that has one extra village actually is ahead, no?
I would think so, but also having the shipment faster in H2 could make a difference. But at this point,
True.
it looks like Rohbrot ate his yaks already, so definitely had to catch up a little bit on food. Um, Lion looks like Lion maybe just didn't pick up any. Not sure.
Yeah, and now
Um,
Rohbrot is already collecting his crates of wood as well, and he's like halfway through the 700 wood shipment in comparison to Lionheart that just sent his.
mhm,
There's slightly pros and cons here, but nothing major.
mhm.
Um, I think what's going to really count here is how many treasures they can take on this map, because there are some good treasures, but they are quite well guarded. Some of them. We see that
Yeah.
that map is already those treasures being collected already. There's not many in the field yet. There's one over here. There's another good one over there. There's 90 food over there, and there's another 40 wood here. And I think
Yeah.
Lionheart's probably wants to go for this. It's gonna take some work and some little patience. You definitely don't want to lose this.
No, absolutely not. And a mirror, every little advantage you can get counts. I think I saw an interesting chat from Julian saying that Rohbrot might actually go for Brazil here, which is definitely another viable revolt as the Dutch getting those really cheap but very numerous revolutionaries, and being able to produce a lot of artillery behind them because you've got your banks and your factories is definitely really scary. And
It is.
we'll see. Maybe Lionheart decides to go for something similar. But in my opinion, I think is USA is a little bit stronger. But I've definitely seen Robot pull Brazil off on this map, but in this sort of a game. I'm a little bit disappointed to not see any British players on this map, given you do have the Fenar allies, which has the villager boosting Greek Revolution, very very strong for Canada. I'm very partial to this native, but
It
we'll
gives
see how
you
the
the
the Dutch
monastery.
Dutch. Mhm.
What is the
Very strong.
villagers?
It's the Greek Rev. It's the big button. So the
Oh,
big
the
button
big
gives you
button.
musketeers and it buffs your villagers for like 2 minutes solid. So very very strong for vill pulling. Very very fun.
For 2 minutes? Wow, pretty good. And you see that he's going for the church card, not sending the bank card. Interesting.
Interesting.
He already
So
has his
has
5 banks here. We see here for Rohbrot, he's on 5 banks.
but it looks
Also
like
sending
he's
church
so
card.
he's shipping church
He
card a
sh-
little bit
but he
after.
shipped the bank wagon though.
Interesting. So what has Lion shipped a bank wagon?
No, he didn't. So now he's gonna be able to send his bank after the church card. He can just send the bank card straight away.
Yeah, I think I honestly I like this a little bit more from Lion, even though he is a little bit behind on the shipment curve. Cutting the bank wagon obviously isn't going to give him as much infrastructure, but he's saving 150 wood to get his church down. I would like to see him throw it down right now just to start getting that XP trickle in. Already, it's very very helpful to have, but he decides to go for steel traps instead.
Let me just pause this game because we went to a net break. So let me just pause this quickly.
Okay,
Let that go through. I can't stop it. I was already halfway through. You can see also the lion is going for steel traps. And what is lion robot on here? Already has steel traps.
interesting.
And I'm keep on tracking on the ad because I'm watching it right now. I'm watching an
Hmm.
ad myself. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I've
an
got
ad
one
break,
too.
really.
Yeah, I think if Rohbrot, he is a little bit ahead of Lion. I don't think it's going to matter too much once we get to the actual revolution stage. I think that's going to really be all about the player micro. But I still like, I like the fact that Lion, even though he doesn't have as much XP and maybe didn't get as many XP treasures, he's still keeping up with the eco, it looks like.
Oh my god, is that so long? Like 1 minute
I
ad?
know.
What the heck? I don't know. I disable everything, and there are some sort of forced ads if you want to have them enabled. I either have them at all or you don't have them. But if you have them, the minimum ads just takes so much time.
Yeah, definitely pretty annoying.
All right, let me just move on. This part of the game anyway is not that super interesting anyway, so
Yeah.
let's just keep on going.
So coffee trade coming in for
Oh,
Rohbrot.
look
He's
at
definitely
this.
going to want to slam down. Ooh, so Rohbrot going definitely a lot greedier than Lion is. He has his church down already, and he's got a trading post. Definitely going to be really nice for his shipment curve going into H3 and H4.
Yeah, you're gonna be able to make another bank now because he has almost the 350 wood here. But Lionheart, I think it might be sending the bank card. Oh, he's not.
He's holding his shipment. I'm going to have to guess he's going to go for 1,000
His
wood,
own wood,
right?
yeah. That makes sense. He helps you
Hmm.
towards your revolt, and you can. But he's gonna use the 700 wood towards 2 more banks.
Hmm. I'd like to say it's definitely favored for Rohbrot right now, just because he's a little bit, well, a little bit slower to age. He's got the church and the trading post, and he got some really strong XP treasures. So he's definitely going to be a shipment, or maybe even two, by the time 15 minutes rolls around, ahead of Lionheart. And those shipments in H4 and the revolutionary shipments, they're nothing to scoff at.
But Lionheart's already in H3. He already sent in 1,000 wood. He's on 23 villagers, and Rohbrot is on 22, so he's still one behind, and then he's aging up with the bishop. But he's on 7 banks already.
Wow, impressive. Did
ATP
he
and a church.
did he maybe trade for the wood to get those banks? Because it doesn't look like he's got gang saw or
Yes, you can see the
uh
138 here, so that was some market abuse here.
mhm. Honestly, I think it's pretty smart, even though, the scores aren't in his favor. I think it definitely matters having those extra two banks down that much earlier. And he aged slower than Lion, so he's going with the covered wagon. So I think this greed's going to pay off for him in the long run, because he still has another 6 minutes or 5 minutes 30 of treaty time, where those two banks are going to be gathering, that much more resources, and those XP gathering buildings, the trading post, and the church are just going to be doing that much more work for him.
Yeah, the nice thing about going up with the bishop, especially if you're going for Brazil, because you're gonna have those 3 revolutionaries, and I think that's the idea behind that. And he's going for a
Hmm.
third town center straight away.
Yeah.
He's gonna
Now
further
I
his
don't.
economic way higher than Lionheart's here because of the extra villages you can actually make. You're gonna have a bigger revolutionary mass, and especially in the mirror, that can really count.
Hmm. Yeah, and I mean the only thing is I don't know why he's shipping 1,000 wood. I feel like he's already got all his banks down. He's got another town center already building. What's he going to do with this 1,000 wood? That's going to be that much more valuable than a factory, than having maybe the tulip speculation card, any of these other eco buffing cards that's going to buff his eco that stays. Um, so we'll see if what he decides to do with 1,000 wood. Is
Yeah, I
this building
agree. I
some
think the 1,000
refinery?
wood might not be needed here. I would prefer to actually be mining for mercantilism.
Yeah, and saving those shipments for the industrial age. So Lion's got his church down. Lion's still just now putting his sixth and seventh bank down. Um, Definitely tough, in my opinion, to kind of catch up to the amount of resources that Robots got from his banks. But he'll be getting his factories out pretty soon here. He just Lion just clicked the 17 Reuter card, so I'm kind of curious if he knows about the USA Dragoon tech, where you can switch all of your Reuters into Carbine Cavalry. They go into Guard Carbine Cavalry, basically turning your one pop goons into two pop goons. I think it could be really strong if Robrot doesn't go full full skirm on USA, but
I
we'll
think
see
I
if
think we're about to go Brazil. We're gonna go
I think so too.
revolutionary artillery, which is might counter the skirm gun here.
I think it will. I think that this build, where you have a really large amount of goons, that so he's basically going to be able to overpop goons by a significant margin if he decides to get the church techs as well from Dell. He's going to be able to get a lot of goons, but like Julian's in the chat saying, yeah, 100 skirms is definitely better than 100 goons in this situation, especially if he just makes a couple of culverins beforehand, right? Just to deal with the artillery that Rohbrot's going to have. I think it's going to be tough for Lion to break through the sheer number of revolutionaries that Rohbrot's going to have.
Okay,
So
so
Rohbrot already preparing to get mortars down. Interesting.
there we go. You have covering Royale. Also upgrading for Hochsters. His mortars as well. We're gonna see a big artillery mass. It's gonna come from Rohbrot. Factories now on the coin. And he's sending
I'm curious.
tulips.
He is still sending to the speculation. Very greedy. It's equivalent to 1.75 banks at this point, I think, with 7 banks. So definitely a solid card. Not quite 2 banks, not quite a factory, but you know, edging up against it. So still a very, very solid eco card that I don't think Lion is going to have.
Yeah, because if Rohbrot was going some sort of like skirmish build with the USA Revolt, that would have counted Lion's Hearts, Dragoons.
Yeah.
But because he's gonna go Revolutionaries Artillery, I don't know. Maybe
It could be
the
okay.
Skirm Goon can also be able to fight quite well the Revolutionaries, and also I'm assuming you're gonna have a lot of coverings this side as well. So it could go either way here. But the right micro, maybe the USA Revolt, like you said, could be better. Just because the skirms can just do so much damage to the just can pretty much kite all the revolutionaries in theory. Even though when it comes to, it depends who's gonna have the bigger artillery mass.
So he's shipping 17 goons now. Lion going really all out on the goons here. I would like to see him make sure he saves a shipment for after the revolution. Gonna need to pop that. Range cavalry upgrade from the arsenal coming in. I still think that Rohbrot here, just because of the sheer numbers that he's gonna have, he's gonna be able to do pretty well against this what is gonna be carbine cavalry mass. We'll see.
77 of them though, and I think USA Revolts you can send skirms. No, you can make.
You can send skirms, but he's going to have to ship the card that turns his Reuters into carbine cav first. So the initial push, he's not going to have any skirms, it looks like.
I see.
And
there we go. We're 5 seconds away.
Having no carbine cav, no cavalry combat is also going to be a little mistake, because 15% HP, 15% range damage on the, what is it going to be, 95, 99, probably 100 and something goons is definitely something he's missing out on.
Yeah, I think that was a misplay on his side. Definitely something that he wanted. And the 3 time is over. We have here for Robots a big mass of artillery coming through. We are learning our lesson from the previous game. We have 5 coverings,
wow,
2 heavies, and also sent the blue guards here from the church.
Brazil coming through.
5 Hotweisers.
184 population. Oh my gosh. And these guys do have a 2 times ranged multiplier against cavalry.
And he's sending Jesuits. What is that?
So the Jesuits going to give him 18 guard conquistadors, I think. No,
and
veteran
2 churches.
Conquistadors. And 2 churches. Yeah, so his XP is going to be absolutely insane. I think if Lion can get his blue guards in as well, and maybe some other units just kind of complement, because he has some revolutionaries as well, I think he could definitely clean up here. Because Rohbrot went for 5 culverins, 5 howitzers, those aren't population that's going to be able to really contest the goons that Lion's going to have here. So we'll see if he can make something happen.
And he's probably expecting some artillery from Robots, but there we go. A bank goes down very quickly, and the second bank is gonna go down as well, because there's It's gonna take some time for
Holy,
Lionheart to. Oh my god, this is huge
look
already.
how
Like
many goons he
third.
has. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's gonna look all his banks here, but
From the
I don't know.
backside, the Carbine
Dude,
cavalry
there's
coming
so
in.
much care combined. There's so many of them.
He needs to be able to
95.
make sure he's controlling all of this as well. It's going to be very tough for him
I already
to
lost
make
4
sure he gets
banks.
all of the Carbine cav. Yeah, he's on 3 banks. Now it's 2 banks and 2 factories. Diving in, needs to get his revolutionaries in as well. I don't know why he's diving in on the cannons. There's only 2 heavies, and they're not doing too much to the Carbine cav as it stands. But it looks like, in my opinion, looks like it's going to be a cleanup for Lion here.
Yeah, it looks like it doesn't really matter why you attack at this point.
Mm-hmm.
It's
More
just-
culverins coming for Rohbrot. Definitely not what he wants to see. Um, and as I say that, I almost want to take it back a little bit. Rohbrot's revolutionaries with those Blue Guard Musks doing some, really, really good work on this Carbine Cav. I would love to see Lion pop some Blue Guards, some
oh, the
Stratiates,
factory,
something.
man.
He's gonna lose a factory. No, I think he'll be able to defend that. There's the Stratiates coming out for Lionheart. Lionheart actually doing a really good job cleaning this up. Still has a lot of goons and almost all of his revolutionaries, which are, twice as good as what Rohbrot has. But I just don't know. He's already lost a whole bunch of economy that Rohbrot is still on, and
Right.
he's stacking 2 shipments. So I don't know what he's planning to do with those.
Yeah, I don't know why he's holding on to his shipments so much. Now he's sending
The revolutionary sharpshooters
Morgan.
finally.
There you go. And onto the Brazil side, he's gonna get some free units, but he has a lot of coin as well. So he's making Jagunços and 10 cows. That's what he's sending right now.
So that's going to be definitely a solid amount of food/food economy that it's going to have. He's making more culverins, which I think is definitely a good idea, knowing that Lion's probably going to be having a lot of artillery coming. But he kind of has already thrown away 8 culverins this game. Didn't really do too much. Lion definitely pulling the goons out and surprising Rohbrot, winning that first fight.
I think also the factories on coins might be a misplay. You already have 7 banks.
Mhm.
Maybe that on wood so we can pop more artillery. But
Or doing something like heavy cannons, I think would also be very, very strong. Lion needs to get some revolutionary sharpshooters in here. Definitely missing out on those. I don't know where his sharpshooters went. Now they're coming in finally. Culverins are out for Rohbrot. Culverins are not going on the heavies. Heavies getting some big volleys on the revolutionaries of Rohbrot.
the
Gonna
cows are
get, looks
coming
like,
forward
2
for the fight too.
huge volleys from
Yes, that
Lion's
was
heavies
great.
here. And again, the Culverins not firing on what they need to, and Lion's just going to say thanks very much. Here's a bunch of Carbine Cav, just going to eat those Culverins for dinner.
The coverage actually took pretty considerable damage to the skirmish, but it wasn't just enough. And so
Now-
much now with the
Yeah.
mass of heavies. I thought that
Oh, yeah.
Lionheart Brazil here with all that coin, he just had to do. He's gonna have to do more coverings, but he doesn't have wood. He can
Now he's
abuse the
doing-
market, but he's just taking so much time to actually use these resources.
Yeah, they were
there we
sitting
go.
for a
He's gonna
while.
do 5 horse artillery, but now all he really needs now is coverings.
Mhm.
And losing those coverings was really a huge mistake. Where are the
Yeah,
cows though? Oh my god,
he
Lionheart took
just
the
gave them
cows.
away.
He took the cows.
Wow.
He puts the cows forward with the Jagunços, and that's gonna be a big mistake. And that's payback time when it comes to the economy because Lionheart's gonna
Oh,
need
yeah.
to take a bank back now.
Maybe even 2 of these banks go down. I think Lionheart at this point should really think about shipping that really heavy villager card from USA and just making sure that he's gonna secure it. He's actually got Washington's Grenadiers coming in. He's got them sitting in front of his base. He needs to be using those. Yeah, those Grenadiers. Doesn't even realize it. Gonna clean up some revolutionaries, which is nice. More heavies on the way.
Woo,
Wow,
nice volley.
huge volleys from Lion. Absolutely cleaning up all of his really poor revolutionaries. And he still has Carbine cavalry on the field. This is the 3rd engagement, and he still has some of those Carbine cav. So a really, really strong build from Lion here. Catching Rohbrot off guard. And it's definitely looking pretty
did
dire.
great work taking care of the heavies, but heavies just keep coming. And
Yeah.
you no longer have Coverings. And now it looks like Lionheart's gonna win this.
Yeah, it's definitely, I think, a mistake that Rohbrot had his factories on coin for so long, and Lion just using the heavies to get way more than the equivalent amount of gold that you'd get from the factory. You know, he forced Culverins out of Rohbrot, was able to get the Culverins down. They weren't able to do too much, and you know, it's definitely looking dire for Rohbrot here.
Robots on 4 banks, where Lionheart's on
3,
3.
yeah.
And
The
you see
stealth
some
petards coming
petards. It's
in.
gonna come home. 6 stealth petards.
That's
Robot still
awesome.
has. Yeah, that's gonna open the factories. I assume
Yeah,
he definitely wants
100%.
takes down the town center because they get 3 mercenaries and they're gonna come in right now. And it's there's 1700 HP here. But the horse shooter is doing major damage. There we go. The
Yeah.
pop is coming through it. It
Oh,
falls just
Lionheart
before the time.
Lionheart targeting the artillery foundry, very smart, making sure to get those future pops dealt with.
There we go. Elite
Robot got a
bow
nice
gunners.
native pop there. Lion's got to watch out. There's some culverins coming from the artillery
Oh,
foundry, but I think, oh wow, Lion's just gotten so much value out of his heavies this game. It's going to be really hard for Rohbrot to come back from this.
the
Washington's
grenadiers doing
Grenadiers
so much damage.
clearing.
I think Robot has to back up with the infantry because he just can't take this fight with infantry. He needs to have the infantry to defend the artillery that he has. Look at how much coin he has. Like
I know.
these
And
factories
he
had
doesn't
to
have
be
a
on
way to get
wood.
a market back now
Exactly.
because he has no villagers.
That's also true. Market is a big part of this game here, and having the factory on now on heavies is just probably the right thing. But he
Hmm.
does need the market to actually use those resources.
The
Oh, the
stealth
stealth
petards coming
guitars are
in.
just here.
Look at those guys go. I'd love to see them take out both factories. I think it's definitely possible if he micros
No,
them right,
Lionheart,
3
what are
on
you
each.
doing? What are you doing? No.
No! He keeps... No, no, just break those 3 off and keep the 3 alive.
Yeah, you're gonna keep 2 alive.
Oh, taking massive hits on his infantry mass. More heavies coming from Lionheart. Holy cow, where did these 4 heavies come from? He just had those sitting and building. I'd love to see some villagers come out because I think whoever can get their villagers up and start producing, you know, put some more banks down, get a saloon down, make some mercenaries at this point,
Saloon.
right?
That
Like
would be great.
everyone's got a really strong coin economy here. Definitely
Yeah,
something that they should consider.
and also a fort is pretty huge because you can actually make Gatling guns and Fox.
Yeah, and he can also make revolutionary sharpshooters. You know, those things are really strong. I think they one-shot the revolutionaries, the cheap ones from Brazil.
Hmm. Here? Does you?
So, so
I
click
see
one of
the
the revolutionaries. I'm kind of curious. So they have 100 HP and they have no range resist. And then how much does a revolutionary sharpshooter do? Let's see. Does he have any left?
I
Oh,
think
it
it
looks like he doesn't
has.
have any left. That's unfortunate. But they're very strong with 24 range, and they can. I'm pretty sure they have a 3.75 multi versus heavy with a something like a 28 or 34 for attack. So I think they can, if microed right, they're gonna absolutely shred through his opponent's revolutionaries. I really
So
want to see what Lion ships here. I think it'll definitely really matter.
I think he needs villagers because he has a lot of resources, and he
Yeah,
doesn't have
absolutely.
he can't make coverings right now. I don't know if he
Yeah.
really needs them, but he doesn't have food, so he can make more. Oh, those covering carbine.
Hmm.
He just have a lot
Has a
of
lot of heavies
heavies
coming.
though. 8 of
He
them
needs
so
something to
far.
defend it though. If some sort of cav comes out from Rohbrot, what's Rohbrot doing? Is he shipping anything or?
And the Petars are just sitting down here. Oh,
He's shipping
he's
culverins. With the blue guards. Okay, this makes a lot more sense. This is a lot more instantaneous, a little bit less longer term. I think if he can use the culverins and use these 8 heavies that he has, he's definitely sitting in a really good spot and is going to be able to win this game.
oh, that's
Um,
huge. That's a
yeah,
big
that's one
pop
thing
for
about
him.
not using the blue guards early is now he's got them available to him. So Rohbrot looks like he's taking TPs.
Wow.
Very interesting.
So how he's taking TPs now?
He's just using his Explorer.
Oh, I see.
So it's 5 Culverins versus what looks like 6 Culverins, but I think Lion's Culverins are a little bit better with the card buffing them.
They're not Royale.
378 versus 350. Yeah, so they are still a little bit better.
These are special coverings per se.
Yeah, they're like consulate units. Very, very strong.
3.5, 5, same resistance. This is better. It's more HP, right? And he's going for the top side of the map where the town centers are. And if he manages to take this town center, it's going to be really, really big for him. Because that's exactly where the factories are as well. He knows that only here there's those the banks. And probably where Rohbrot was actually expecting him to come. But this is a horse artillery coming really
5
strong.
more horse artillery. I think this could go
Gatling
either
guns.
way. This is going to really come down to who's got the better artillery micro here.
This is going to be micro.
8 heavy cannons and 5 culverins versus 6 culverins and
it's gonna cut up those Gatling guns. There's so many great heavy
culverins
cannons.
unpacking.
Ooh, 2 of them are
Oh,
gone.
1 culverin going down for Rohbrot.
No, you don't want to put your infantry forward, Rohbrot. No. I think this has to be artillery found alone. We don't have to put your military forward, in my opinion.
Rohbrot's targeting Lion's culverins. Very interesting.
I like that because once he has no more culverins, he can kite those heavies, and these guys can kite those musketeers. In theory,
more heavies going down. It looks like it's going to be a cleanup for Lion, just smashing his artillery in.
Yeah, but his artillery is going to go down too.
Yeah, he just had way too many heavy cannons for Rohbrot to deal with, and he's got 2 more on the back foot. Rohbrot making some native calves.
Oh,
and
the
Petard's coming down
the foundry. Whoa,
absolutely, really smart. Now there's nothing that Rohbrot can make to counter all these heavies, and Rohbrot calls it.
The Petards actually was OP. Because what are you gonna do now with 1600 coin and you have no villagers and your factories are not on wood? We have here Lionheart on the color green on the south, on this right side of the map, playing as France. So now on the color green, and we have Big Rohbrot here playing his main, playing this Spain. I mean, if there's a chance for Rohbrot to take this win here so they can go to the final match, this is it. We're playing on the color blue here, Big Rohbrot playing Spain, and it actually might work because if Lionheart, I don't know if I'm wrong to say this, Lionheart goes into like this Chancellor Napoleon revolts where they have very strong villagers, a Rohbrot coming with hussars of death in big numbers of hussars, that could overwhelm those villagers because the villagers actually will die to cav. But the cav will have to go through also their revolutionaries, so it's a big mix of villagers and mercenaries. Might have some musketeers on top of that. What else France can revolt into?
I think, like you said, going French Revolution here, Rohbrot is in a very good spot if Lion does, because the Sans-Culottes, they don't have anything to deal with any sort of cav. They have all ranged damage resists. They have multipliers against heavy infantry, and even thinking not just about the Sans-Culottes, but what can Lion ship that is really, really strong anti-cav? You know, he's got his church text is the Grenadiers. Grenadiers are also really bad against cavalry, so it'll be interesting to see if Lion, if he does decide to go for revolutionary France, how is he going to deal with this insane Hussar of Death timing that's surely coming from Rohbrot? I think it'll be.
What's the other revolt France can do that is not France?
So France can do Canada, which I think would definitely be strong, getting a lot of fencibles out and being able to deal with Rohbrot's timing. He could do Haiti, which I don't even want to bring up Haiti, but not great. And like Peach also said, they can also get Revolutionary United States of America, which Lion can't do because he already did. So realistically, I think he's got two options. He's got Revolutionary France and Canada. And honestly, at this point, because he's playing against Spain, I would really like to see Lion go with Canada, just so that he can at least try to have some better anti-cav to deal with Robrot's insane timing.
Oh, Rohbrot is hiding under the treasure. We have great stealth here. I don't know if Kaiser Klein's mom is going to be able to see that. I don't know. Okay, he doesn't have a crack shot either. Let me see if Lionheart. I think he sees it though. He can see
He's paying
it.
attention,
Barely can
yeah.
see the minimap. And then Rohbrot takes it. Oh my
Wow.
god! Lionheart misses a Rohbrot with the stealth, man. That positioning of the Explorer was great. And it was so close as well to Lionheart's Explorer that you couldn't even see that on the map, on the minimap. That was phenomenal. There you go. That's the first TP we have here for Lionheart.
Yeah.
And
maybe take a look at the decks here and see if maybe. Yeah, it looks pretty standard for Lion to go with Revolutionary France. He really probably is going to need to get those bourbons out, maybe even get into the foot carabiniers, and just have something to deal with the overwhelming massive cav that Rohbrot's going to have. I don't think there's anything super out of the ordinary.
yeah, the regime, the ancient regime, I think that could be a good thing because you can actually upgrade your units once you get your the bourbon allies. And if you have the bourbon allies, that might actually help against the cav.
Yeah,
that might be an
absolutely.
answer.
Yeah, and with the native, that ancient regime card, it's very, very good, not just for units, but the techs that it has. I think we all know the XP tech is very, very strong. The even the royal tax, the one where you get
And
coin based
also
on how many
you can
buildings you
make
have.
very strong dragoons, by the way.
Absolutely. So we'll see what Lion decides to pull out, but he's definitely, if I'm him, I'm thinking, how am I going to deal with these Hussars of Death? That's all he needs to worry about. I think if he can do that, and once he does do that, then he's going to win this game.
Pistoleros also will do pretty well against the cav. If he actually gets everything out, if he manages to get regime, and maybe that might not be a requirement, but if you get Pistoleros and the Barbon allies, and you upgraded everything, that could be quite a challenge for the Hussars of Death. But Hussars of Death in big mass like that, I've seen Rohbrot pull up like something like 40 Huss.
Yeah.
So they have such a strong attack damage. And so, okay, go on.
I like the idea of Pistoliers, because Pistoliers I think they're probably the strongest unit against any sort of melee cav, because they have, not only do they have 60% melee resist, they have insane HP, and they have the that one passive ability that spreads the damage among any of the units in any of the other Pistoliers. So I think if Lion, maybe not the H3 card, it might not be the best thing, but I don't know, check the saloon, see if you've got some crazy anti-cav, something just to deal with this insane mass that Rohbrot's going to have.
That's a good point. And also you can actually have your arsenal upgrade for your musks to actually do that. That can actually really change the outcome of the battle against a big mass of Huss. We have the scout here. Spain, apart from, I think that's probably the most viable option. I don't think Rohbrot will do anything else apart from Hussars of Death.
Yeah.
That has to come.
Yeah, he's got the Cav Combat, the 5 Huss, the 7 Huss, and I think he might maybe go for Spanish Gold here. I'm not sure exactly what he's going to do to be a little bit more greedy, but went 3 Vils, Capitalism, 5 Vils, very, standard greedy Spain things.
Yeah, I have Trastamara. I might not need it. Got Spanish Gold. Have the 5 Huss in there as well. And Blood Brothers. Integrate the natives. I don't think he's gonna send that though. And there we go. The TP, the second TP coming through. The church is up. And also he has unctions, which it could be quite nice to see. Boosting your units even further. Does he boost the cav as well? I think it does.
It does. It would make those Hussars go absolutely mental.
Yeah.
I think Unction gives a max 30% bonus damage, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it's 50%. Just, I think you'd put it over 100 damage a hit on those Death Hussars, which would be absolutely incredible.
Yeah. And you can get like arsenal upgrades, get your cuirass. He goes up to
I'm
the
sure
next
we're going to see
level.
that from Rohbrot 100%.
And cavalry combat.
Yeah, he's going to have some really scary hussars coming in. So both players hitting H3. I think Rohbrot going up with the 4 hussars.
Yeah, the post house.
Yeah, no doubt. Spanish gold coming in.
Interesting.
So going a little greedier. Lion not getting a second TP.
Can he
He's
get
shipping
that
1,000
outside his
coin.
range? I don't think he can get that one though.
No. But he doesn't have the line, the regular TP.
Inga
Navajo.
Navajo.
I don't think there's anything really worth it tech wise. Some coin gather rates, and then
The Navajo workers. These guys can walk?
no, those are just the scarab units. This is for all your villager upgrades. There's a 5% for cav and infantry. Not awful, but I think investing 200 wood plus another 300 resources for that might not be
Yeah.
the most valuable thing.
Go is going with the Tycoon, sending Ancient Regiment as well. He's really going to H4 as fast as possible. And actually, I think that's probably the best thing to do here. To get your mercantilism as fast as possible. And then you can actually start focusing on making units as well.
Yeah. I think what would be smart from Lion is to get as many Bourbon Musketeers as you can from the Ancien Regime card, and then ship the 25 Bourbons. Just kind of overpop how many you can get, just to have those anti-cav, because they are very strong anti-cav. I'm pretty sure they have something like 40% melee resist, if I'm not mistaken, just as a stronger Musketeer. Definitely very, very good against heavy cavalry, and something to think about. But looks like he might be macroing for Napoleonic era. So if he can pull that off and get all of his Bourbon allies, get them all teched up to the foot carabiners, I can't remember what exactly it's called, but he's gonna have a formidable anti-cav mass that could really be scary for Rohbrot to deal with.
Yeah, he only has 5 minutes to do so. So he has to hurry up, and he has to get enough coin to actually his church card, his mercantilism. Yeah, he's already doing that. Nice. And he's gonna have to get 1,000 wood as well. I think the factories might be able to do that within that time. And he also needs to upgrade this baby here. I think that's gonna be a must. And also I think he wants to send that as well. That's plus 1,000 coin on top of that. You just gotta be careful not to actually gather too much food and not having the resources to do all what he wants to do. But he also wants to make the Royal Musks the maximum level before he sends this card here, because he wants to sort of overpop on the Musks.
Yeah. So the 25 card actually upgrades them to veteran, but having enough to get them to guard is definitely going to be important if he can't get into the Napoleonic Revolt. I think his next priority is getting that XP tech from the Israeli embassy. It's going to give him some even more shipments once he gets that wood in, for sure. Put some houses down, make some bourbons, or I mean, based on his macro, it looks like he might just be waiting to go straight into Napoleonic Revolt as soon as he gets those 25 bourbons out. Let's take a look at Rohbrot. Rohbrot, obviously, the Hussars are coming. We knew this for sure.
He has 6 veteran Lancers. I think they're already veteran by the start.
Those come from the age up, right?
The age up, yes. Yeah. I think an age 4 age up. And maybe he hasn't sent mercantilism yet? No.
Interesting.
He's a little bit behind because he's focusing on this, guys.
So look at what Rohbrot's doing with his factory. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that looks like it's the mass production for heavy cannons, of course. I think he learned from his mistake last game, and having too much time of your factories on resources is definitely not a great thing. So he's going to go straight into heavies as soon as he can, it looks like. So that'll be really good to deal with any sort of anti-cav that Lion has.
He definitely doesn't want it right now, because if it does so, he's not going to have the pop. And he also have so much stuff to send. And I don't think he's going to be able to send mercantilism, though. Yeah,
it's going to be tight for sure.
Yeah, otherwise you won't be able to pop as many hussars as you would like to. He's really going far away for the hunts as well. A bunch of
Mhm.
villagers over here.
It's looking like it's going to slow down Rohbrot's husk production for sure. He switched his factory to heavies, then he switched it back. So I don't know if that was a mistake, a misclick or something, but it definitely costs a little bit of resources right there. It looks like he might have to put another house down if he wants to keep producing these hussars like that.
Yeah, he definitely want to have as many of those as possible. We're sending pioneers, coverings, preceded by the 4 coverings, and
Did he ship a factory
six.
wagon as a fort? He shipped a fort wagon as well.
Oh la
Wow.
la. And
I don't
send
know about
1600
that.
wood.
Yeah. So yeah, so he is producing the bourbons before he ships the card. I really like this. I really like this
Yes,
from Lion.
and he has 3 royal embassies.
Hmm.
He's
So
already has maximum.
if I was Lion right here, I would just cancel the pioneers and go straight for the bourbons, just because you're not going to be getting a lot from your Sansculottes anyways, right? Your whole point here is to get the bourbons on the Death Hussars and use that 40% melee resist with the 2 times bonus against cav. Really strong musketeers on the Death Hussars, more than your Sansculottes are going to be fighting. So
Yeah,
I
and
don't know
these
if
guys do
pioneers is the
not
right choice
cost
here.
population, so you could have sent them right now, and maybe
Yeah.
you can think what would be better, pioneers or the heavies. Even the heavies are not that super interesting anymore, but he's gonna actually do them as well. So just he has to counter.
So he's going for the goons as well. He's definitely preparing for Robots full on frontal assault here. Getting the goons. I see now. I don't know if those bourbons are going to come in time. He needs to. Is he? Oh, he's holding the shipment. He's holding 1,400 coin. Can he ship the bourbons after he revolts?
Maybe that is on the revolt.
Let's see, it isn't. I think that's a huge mistake. The
It
fact that he's
is.
holding 1,000 coin and doesn't get the bourbons out before.
I think the bourbons would be better than the pioneers, 100%.
Yeah.
That's gonna go into Robot's favor. The wall is nice though. The fort is annoying to deal with. I would go
Rohbrot
around if I
needs
was
to
Robot.
Rohbrot needs to revolt.
I
He's
would
got
just go around.
his hustlers haven't been upgraded yet. They're just kind of sitting there. And if Lion, actually defends this, it's gonna be
There we
it's
go.
gonna
We
be
have
over
49
49.
size
Wow.
of death. The cover is gonna try to take those heavies. That's gonna be
Wow,
a
very
no-brainer.
nice.
But
Getting
it's
attacked
just
through the wall. He's gonna lose 2 culverins through the wall, is he? 1 goes down.
it was very close here. The revolutionaries are coming. He also has 20 of them. 34 total because there's some in the back that are actually not coming for the fight. He's sending 16 revolutionaries as well.
He's got a really high wood eco. Where's he getting all that wood from? Must have been one of his factories that he switched off of wood.
He's not upgrading that, so
The longer this game goes on, the better it gets for Lion. But I'm worried about this Hussar mass because Lion just does not have enough anti-cav here to deal with all of these extremely
we're
strong
through.
Hussars.
And what you're gonna do now? He's put actually the villages forward, which is not gonna work. And we want to put the dragoons in the middle, but how can you actually micro
Yeah,
this?
there's just too much stuff here. Gonna be able to get the heavies down, I think, but just so many Hussars. I just don't think there's anything he can do.
Man, that's too much.
Where did Lion's coin go?
These guys have 75 damage. Imagine you have the
Wow.
unctions as well. That would be crazy.
Yeah, it would be over 100. Yeah, I think that's
I think
GG
the
for Lion
pioneers was not
here.
great. We needed those Barbon allies because that's gonna give you those
Yeah,
upgrade as well. And then
yeah,
you could have
because he
having
didn't. He
yeah,
Yeah, wow, he
that
didn't even
really
have
hurts.
upgraded bourbons. I think that was the critical error in this game here. But well played to Rohbrot. He executed. He knew what he was doing, and Lion just made a couple mistakes there, and it cost him the game. Again, my heart is a little bit broken because we didn't see any of Britain. I think because they can utilize the first 15 minutes of the game so well. It's a little bit of a shame to see, but Ports and Swedes, they're both going to be able to boom pretty hard in the first 15 minutes and get all the torps down for Sweden. And I'm going to guess Rohbrot's going to go full on the water this game and really contest the more resources that are there, it seems, than the previous water game that we saw. But yeah, it'll be a very interesting game to see who does what. I'm kind of curious to see if Rohbrot decides to go for Colombia or if he decides to go. Oh, he can't go for Brazil. I just realized because he already played Brazil.
That's true.
So
we do have
probably gonna
Lionheart playing as Sweden on this left side of the map, on the color green, and we have Rohbrot playing on the color purple. Sports, as you've been saying, there we go. You're opening with the TP. We do have on the map Finland. We do have 3 whales, quite a lot of fish here, and interesting enough, we have Sweden that can revolt into Finland in the map of Finland. So that's probably given.
Yeah, and Lion can't choose to do USA again. I think someone pointed that out. USA also a very strong revolt, but yeah, Lion kind of has to go Finland. I mean, does Sweden have any other revolt options? Maybe Romania? I don't think that ever be viable, but it's there.
I think this kind of revolts it might work better when you go into a supremacy game where you have a lead. Sometimes I think a revolt is more like a finisher. Like you're ahead and you revolt, so you take all of that boost and you just overwhelm your opponent. That's pretty much how it is. But when you come like revolt, like when you're 50 minutes without fighting and you go head to head with strong units, some revolts are just not good enough. Oh, something happened.
What happened here?
They might have a restart for some reason.
Oh, I'm guessing because if you check the treaty lines real quick. I think Lion is not able to get the Vasa trading post, and I think Rohbrot might actually, because look how the natives are positioned. They're both positioned with the actual TP site on the right side. So I think if you switch to Rohbrot's perspective, can you switch to Rohbrot's perspective real quick?
1 sec. So this is Rohbrot.
Yeah. Yeah, so Rohbrot is able to build the native TP, but Lion isn't because of the lines of the treaty, and so that's definitely I would say that's why he gave a stink and decided to restart it. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that's fine. He just came into my side way before 15 minutes. Sorry for the last game that way. What happened? Are you replaying it? I don't know what's happening. I think he's protesting the chill game because his unit was a little bit forward.
It was beyond the 50-50 line.
I think he gave up because he can't win, he said. I thought he just gave up.
He did.
Oh.
That's disappointing.
Yeah, that's disappointing, not gonna lie. I mean, give it your best, give it a shot. It doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, that's what it is end up to, and Rohbrot's gonna be advancing. Oh.